So, as I was saying, we have now a YouTube channel. It's called The Devil Sings in the Church's Choir, and I couldn't be prouder to record the very first video just for the channel. The reason why I wanted to record this video is because a few months and few weeks have passed now since you last heard from me on the podcast Everyone is an Alibi, but I needed to take a break from all this insanity. I needed to make sure that I was back at, having a resemble of life because it had become consuming to try to understand and to find out what was happening, and I think I was doing pretty well. I was getting kind of over it, still trying to find answers to try to understand what happened. But when I received a letter, I received a letter last Saturday, going on Sunday at around almost 3:30 a.m. And it was Roderick who had sent me a 4-page letter on WhatsApp and on my Google Drive. And from the very first line of the letter, you could sense, or I could sense, the intent of once again hurting, humiliating, insulting, vaguely threatening. I mean, the first 3 words that he wrote, uh, and it's all in context, it's all that manipulation game because they refer to a story that I had told him where someone had used the same wording to address a situation, and he's using exactly the same just to make sure that I know that actually he's is not coming with good intentions. And then there's a letter. I prepared for the show, and I had a schedule that I was going to follow, but every time I get to think about Roderick Touré and the act that he has been opposing, I I don't know, I get confused. I get extremely confused because I've never encountered in my life someone who lie. I don't know if it's a sickness or if it's just purely that he's a con man, but I am I'm not defeated, but it's very complicated because you have to confront the fact that it's another intelligent person, and you want to react as an intelligent person, but the fact is there is nothing intelligent about it. It's pure madness. He makes up lies. I mean, it's a 4 pages letters, and it's in format and the columns and everything you can imagine in that letter. 4 pages of insane lies and manipulations and bad faith characterization. And the question I keep asking myself is, he obviously knows that I was there. He obviously knows that with the new technologies and stuff, there is a way to prove that everything he's advancing, everything, every argument, every suggestion, every proposition is a. I mean, I don't want to use bad languages on the show, so I will stop there. But it's insane. I will start from the get go. So he's talking about the night of the first, and he says, "Oh, it's in French." Okay, I'm gonna try to translate this. February 1st, when kicking me, you threw me out of your home. For me, everything was done between us. Don't talk about unfinished business as you do all the time. Okay, right there. Fucking lies. First of all, I don't know if he knows that, but there was someone in the apartment. Someone was here, a friend of mine who is as petrified and horrified as I am, and who was there, who witnessed the whole conversation, I want to say, because when he came back, and this is the thing that he doesn't mention. There's a backstory. I'm gonna go back to the lies and everything a little bit later. And for tonight, we're just gonna talk about that line, the first line. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go line by line and talk about all his lies. So when he came back that night on February 1st, it was a Tuesday. He came back around 7. He texted me and he said, "I'm downstairs." What he fails to mention is that he had disappeared since Monday night or Monday afternoon, actually, and that was following, a series of time where he had done the same thing, and then we had talked about it, and I had said, you can't be doing this, just disappearing and then turning off your phone, because one, worries, and second of all, thinking that you're coming back and that everything is going to be okay. It's actually rather disrespectful. Would you not do this anymore? And he promised, no, I won't do it, I won't do it. So that night, or that afternoon, I woke up and he was gone. He was gone. I called his phone and he picked up, I think at around 6 something p.m. And he told me that he was in a clinic where he goes in Harlem. And the thing with that clinic is that they close at 5 p.m. And because he kind of anticipated I was going to call him on his bluff or on his lies, he made up a story on the spot about how he knew a nurse and that nurse was going to let him see. He wanted to see doctors, and I think I kind of on the phone, and he went, no, well, but they're not doctors, they are nurse practitioners, and they're doing me a favor, and they're going to see me. Yeah, right. Then nothing, and then at 9 p.m. I think I called again. He picked up, and that's when he told me in this very kind of dying La Traviata type of tone of voice that I think I'm losing the use of my legs. And he was at his friend. I mean, yeah, it wasn't because I talked to the friend. He was at his friend at on Prospect Avenue in the Bronx. So he was there using losing the use of his legs, and that was the last I heard from him. I think I went to bed, and then I woke up. It must have been 1 or 2 a.m. He wasn't home. I called. The phone was off. So the next morning, I waited, and he had to get checked because it was 2 weeks after he got the surgery where I brought him to the ER. He had to get checked. So, and well, I think it's a big thing because you had surgery 2 weeks ago. They're checking you out. So I went there. I went to his friend's place, and I wanted to see. I just wanted answers. I went to his friend's place because the truth is, he had done it before, and I just could not believe that after everything we had been through, after the fact that we had talked over and over again about it, he was capable of doing the same thing. So with my staff, Anthony, we because we had to rent a U-Haul because we were moving furnitures around. So I told him, listen, since we have a car, let's stop by his friend's place and come with me. And then we went there, and his friend was there, and he was in a weird state of mind, and he was rambling, ranting and raving that he knew he was gonna die in 2 weeks, and his eyes were kind of rolling over around. So I was just okay, fine. Where's Roderick? And he just completely clammed up. He wouldn't answer the question, and that kind of riled me because I thought even this guy, in times of needs, he came to my home. I opened my arms. I helped him financially. I tried to give him advice. I tried to get him in better health over and over again. And he could see how how depressed and agitated I was, and he refused to tell the truth. So I told him that I think it was the last time I was going to see him. I may have used some bad words, and we left. So I have one camera that's going to pretty much for stop in a few seconds. So I'm going to just make a transition because I'm going to be speaking to only this camera. And for you here, I promise you, you won't miss anything, okay?